Peace, Sacramento DOS family. It's your boy Chris, and this is American DOS Politics Sacramento. Okay, so we pulled this out of the agenda for the City of Sacramento's Law and Legislation Committee meeting. Let me start with some background. So in February of 2017, the City of Sacramento voted to let builders defer or push away and push back some of the upfront costs on building projects. So instead of paying those fees and those costs upfront, developers and builders would be allowed to pay them at a later date. And the rationale for doing something like this goes like this. If you lower those startup costs, or if you lower those upfront fees and costs for builders, that means more building will happen, which will mean more housing and more businesses, and that would mean lower rents and more jobs. So that was the rationale for doing something like this. And it was supposed to be temporary, 2 years only, meaning companies and builders and developers would need to start paying those upfront fees to the city again in 2019. Well, looks like the City of Sacramento is preparing to extend that fee deferral for yet another 2 years. According to the Law and Legislation Committee agenda, quote, staff is proposing to extend the fee deferral ordinance for an additional 2 years, and is also expanding the scope of the program to apply to commercial projects with a valuation of $1 million or more. So some food for thought here. Think about this. Prop 10, or what we call rent control, Prop 10 just failed. So cities like Sacramento can't do anything more than they could do before to control rents. And officially, the City of Sacramento was neutral on Prop 10. Add to that, by approving Measure U, or the sales tax increase last month, Sacramento also voted to raise the cost of living, especially on poor and working families here in the city. All this while Sacramento is considering lowering and or deferring fees for builders and developers. You get that? Higher costs and higher costs of living for those who can afford it the least, and lower costs for those who can afford it the most. This isn't just unfair. It's potentially bad economics, and it is bad for Sacramento DOS.